Hey everybody, Ranchin here, bringing on another StarCraft commentary. This is going to be set 3 of Woongjin Stars against Samsung Khan. Wanted to say Oz for some reason, and then I'm like, what the hell? Brain dying! No. So yeah, Samsung have gotten themselves a 2-0 lead, and now it's going to be very difficult. Free's going to have to come up with a huge win here against Great if Woongjin is going to have any chance whatsoever getting back into this. Well, I must say both of these players are rather good players. Great, aka Hades, has been kind of a revelation. He's been kind of the one really decent zerg on Khan's team. It's kind of been, they've been missing a great zerg, but then all of a sudden Great comes out of nowhere and like, hey, you know what? I'll be a decent zerg for you guys. That's not so bad. Treat himself as one of the dragons and has always been a decent player. But we're gonna see how he manages here. He's gonna have to bring out something madly good to have a chance. Oh no. Matchup wise, this is actually Free's best matchup, so we'll see. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Free's almost 60% VZ, while for Great versus Protoss is just under 50%, but he hasn't really played that great since he started playing Great this season, so interesting how I'm saying that he's playing great when he's great. He's known as Great or Hades, I'm not sure which I'll call him, but whatever. So yeah, positions. This is Neo Medusa. I'm going to talk about that in just a second, but we're going to have Free in purple, pink, violet, pink I suppose, at the 3 o'clock location, while at the 10 o'clock we are going to have Great or Hades as Zerg in teal. So them are them positions, 10 or 11 o'clock, whatever. This is Neo Medusa. It's kind of pretty much the same as the old Medusa, only some of the positions have been altered just a tiny teensy little bit. What they've done is that at these two positions, I believe exactly, I'm not sure, no, at 2 positions they altered the gases in the mains to make them less susceptible to easy harassment. I believe it was at the 11 o'clock location, at the 6 o'clock location where they added that. They've changed the area around the middle a little bit to make it a little bit more buildable. All in all, most of the changes that have gone, aside from the simulators, have been to make the PvT matchup slightly more balanced, to allow Protoss to build around, to allow them more proxy locations, and to allow them to actually do a slow push. We're going to see Free go for the Forge Fast Expand and some sort of over something build from Hades. We're going to see whether, just then decided, he's apparently going to go for a 12 pool, I believe that is. I'm going to probably put down this director. So with the 12 pool, he's definitely going to be putting some pressure on Free to make sure that Freeze puts down those 2 cannons, and then right after he's going to put down his hatchery, going to hide his drone behind the mineral line so that the probe doesn't harass it. We're going to see whether it gets spotted or not. Okay, no, the probe just goes right by, doesn't spot that drone, so that's going to mean Hades not going to have his hatchery delayed. Spawning pool just now coming up. That might actually have been an earlier spawning pool than I thought it might have been, because if he had put down the spawning pool later, that wouldn't have been quite up yet. Gas not up yet for Hades, so he's just waiting for that. So far, Free still has his probe running around in there, just doing some stuff. Hades still hasn't scouted, so now pushing out with 6 zergs and apparently just ignoring the probe, just simply gonna go and put on some pressure. This Free's gonna see that though, and definitely gonna put down those cannons to make sure that no severe damage happens to them. Yeah, there you go, those 2 cannons. Pretty decent position. They're just gonna be able to follow the zerglings just as they run in. And Hades apparently going for the mineral only behind his base again, so he's going for full-on macro mode. And no, he's actually not going to go for the aggressive. He's just going to start up by attacking the temple. He's just going to slowly wither them down. Take zergs, even if they're cracklings. Not as slowly with the cracklings, but it takes zerg a long time because you got 10 layers, I believe, of Protoss temples that you gotta break through. Extraction, they're finally up there. So Eddie's finally, he has produced a few more zerglings. I'm not sure if he's gonna stick to those because he's gonna go for those 3 hatcheries, and I'm not quite sure whether he can go for a regular full-on 3 hatch into 3 hatch Muta into 3 hatch Spire into 5 hatch Hydra. because you're not going to have that third gas that's going to help you to produce some Scourge to help take care of those Corsairs that are inevitably going to be coming your way. Nexus almost up now for free inside of his own natural. Gas being mined, so we're going to probably see what tech building coming up soon from either player. Cybernetics Core almost ready, and gas now finally up for free as well, so he's going to be getting some gas to get those Corsairs going soon enough. Meanwhile, Hades just running around still destroying some temples, also getting the lair now, as well transferring a drone or two into his own natural to mine that out, of course. Oh, mine it out. That's going to take a while. Free again managing to sneak a probe inside of Hades' base while Hades has established the mineral. I'm not quite sure if Free has spotted that or not. You might be thinking of doing so. Free has spotted Hades trying to take down the temple. He's putting down a probe there in the back. He's going to put down a single cannon that's going to shoot down, and those zerglings are going to become a moot point. Start getting a funnel coming up for free, so we're going to be seeing some Corsairs flying around pretty soon, and this is where the tech decisions of course come in. I'm not quite sure what she's just go for. Whether he's going to go for the type of build that Stork went for, just a large ground army. He could go for Sarah Reaver, he could go for the Bisu build. Bisu build these days isn't used that much because it hasn't been as effective as it was at one point. So a lot of players just don't use it anymore. Cannon now finally morphing in for free, so those zerglings are going to be pushed back momentarily. Spire coming up for Hades, so he is indeed going to go into that 3-base Spire. We're going to see whether it actually goes for Mutalisks or just some Scourge to get rid of these Corsairs that are going to be coming up. Submariner Core spinning. That could be either for it's a rather early spin, so that tells me it's probably for Corsair Weapons 1, which means that he could be going for, the Free could be going for Sarah Reaver. Getting a large number of Corsairs to go around to kill Overlords and any other objects, as well as Scourge that might be trying to kill it. Just getting some a shuttle with Reavers. Probe Scout for free, still running around, barely alive so far at this point. And Hades has a few Zerglings planted outside of Free's natural, so he's being forced to block any random chokes he has, and Hades on the opposite side putting down extra hatchy, so he might actually be going for 5 hatch Hydra despite the only 2 gases. Still a Dune coming up for Free, so never mind my Corsair Reaver theory. 5th hatcher also coming up for Hades, and we're going to see the first Corsair momentarily. Free could be actually going for, I think he's going for Weapons 1 for his Corsairs, because that would be rather quick for weapons, but since he's putting down his Citadel, he might be going for Temple Archives, and just quickly plant down a whole bunch of gateways. Of course, it could still be Weapons 1, because of course Weapons 1 Corsairs kill, especially in a group, kill Overlords that much faster, and that's what you want if you're going to go for Bisu build. So now the first Corsair Free has gone around, gotten the spot. Now he's going to try to kill an Overlord. We're going to see what the Corsair, the Scourge gets in time. No, indeed, it's not going to happen. The Overlord is going to go down. Now Free's going to be forced to run his Corsair away to make sure that he avoids those. Second Corsair coming up, and that one is going to get taken down though. If he's not very careful, he's going to run down, try to get into the cannon line. There's one cannon morphing in there, but it's probably not going to be in time. One of the Corsairs there does not get damaged. 5th hatchery for Hades, no, almost finally happened. Now he's mining fully in all of his bases. I'm not seeing any additional. Yeah, okay, there we go. There's the Templar Archives. So it is looking like the Bisu build. It looks like we are indeed going to see Dark Templar out soon. Lots of cannons being planted everywhere Free, especially at his natural choke. He definitely knows he needs to keep that defended because he is going to have Hydras barreling down on him. He's going to need some more ground forces alongside. There's Dark Templar, I'm sorry, would really help. High Templar is a better option. But there you go, there's the first Dark Templar. He's going to instantly run out. I'm not quite sure if he has enough Corsairs. Really should go around and kill some more forces there. But the Dark Templar is going to start off by killing most of these Zergs. Hades not paying attention, not running those Zergs away. And all of these Zergs, 2 Zergs are going to run away. But now, wow, there you go, 4 Corsairs. Now finally out, 1 or 2 more, 5 Corsairs, 1 or 2, just maybe 1 more at most, and then he's going to be a pretty good position. Free on the opposite side, also now taken down, putting down his mineral only, and he has Weapons 1, all those Corsairs, so he can be able to kill Overlord pretty swiftly, and I believe a Dark Templar there might have died. A lot of Hydras out on the ground now for Hades, so Free's going to have a hard time using this. There's also overword speed, so Ono is gonna have a difficult time not producing any Mortar Templar, getting one of his Corsairs killed despite trying to kill those Scourge there. Now finally catching a decent group of overwords, manages to take one out before he's being forced back, and he has to run around Scourge and Hydralisk everywhere, just getting ready to take down those Corsairs and whittle down the numbers. But I think this number of Corsairs is going to be able to run into the safety of a cannon line, safety of a single cannon. We're only almost now being put down, a couple of cannons alongside there, for free that is. With those Hydras out there, you run the risk, Minnow only does get spotted by the Scourge, and a proxy hatchery. Wow, that's very interesting. One of the new things you get to see due to the insanely buildable middle. Third cannon being put down in the middle only. Lots more cannons at the front too. Not quite sure whether free spotted or not, but there is a proxy hatchery there, presumably so he can build stuff. I'm not gonna sure whether he's just gonna put down a crap load of Sunkens or whether he can just have instant access to reinforcements for those Hydralisks. Still a lot of Corsairs flying around. They should be able to spot that fairly soon. And apparently another expansion being taken down by Hades as well at that 12 to 11 o'clock.